Hello adventure riders from around the world. I am back safe in one piece. It is time to make some videos for you guys. Should I leave the beard? Or maybe try another style, something like this? Or maybe like this? Or maybe try something different? Or maybe something more like Istanbul style? How I am. Or let's try something more exotic. I think that the right word is not exotic. It will be too much, especially for Germany. Let's go back to normal. Okay, done. No more experiments. In this video, I'm gonna tell you how to record and store 2 months trip without even having computer and hard disk with you. Stay with me. Welcome back, guys. I have received hundreds of questions how I'm able to store all of these video files. Hours and hours of riding, day after day, month after month. How and where I've stored all of these files? Well, the answer is very simple, and this is what I'm about to tell you right now. I keep all of these video files on the SD cards I used to record it. They are small, cheap and very easy to store in my pocket, and they almost never fail. It might happen with a couple of files to be corrupted, but it's more likely everything to be alright. And now the question, fair enough, but how many SD cards you'll need to record such a trip? 100, 200, 500? No guys, actually I used only 17 SD cards, 14 32 gigabytes, 2 64 gigabytes and one 128. Altogether I've got around 700 gigabytes. According to my camera specifications, I am able to store 9 minutes per 1 gigabyte. Which is mean, or total number I've got 700 gigabytes, I've got around 3600 minutes or around 105 hours. Usually I write about 10 hours per day, which is mean if I record all the time, continuously, I will need at least 6 batteries and about 6 gigabytes per hour, which is mean 60 gigabytes per day, which is mean at the end of the trip I will need something like 7000 gigabytes, where I'm gonna store all of this. And I'm not including even the video files which are coming from my other camera like GoPro, pictures and stuff like that. After all of this information, it becomes clear that there is no way to record everything from the beginning up to the end. Even if you do it, it will be a huge amount of files, useless files, mostly shot from your helmet camera, and who is going to edit all of this? It will be huge amount of work and you can't do it unless you have camera crew. What I have done, instead of giving you answers, I'm asking more questions. I apologize for that. Guys, the trick is to record the most important moment. There is no point to record 2 hours riding on the highway because it's going to be too boring. Okay, but how to know where the important moments are? I can miss something, of course, but there is no way to record everything from the beginning until the end. I already explained you that. You can miss some important moments, like me missing the falling down in the ditch in Ireland or Rohtang Pass in India because my battery died. There will be moments like that, no excuses. What I usually do, I turn on the camera when I see something interesting, when I go to a difficult ride, or when I believe that something will be nice to see it, and I just turn on the camera for a couple of seconds and then turn it off and saving the battery and storage space. This is what I do. Of course, I always try to keep some logical steps where I'm going, what is going to be my next, because if I'm jumping from the highway, example, in the middle of the city, you're gonna ask, okay, how you get there? That's why it's important to have some storytelling and logical steps on your trip, and you record exactly these steps. The whole idea of my videos is to show you the world the way it is, to know how one long motorcycle trip is going. No bullshits, no cinematic effects, no cool adventure style. I can do it this way. I can use the highlights of my trip and collect and edit very short video with specific music and make it to look like a super cool adventure. But it's not going to be the reality. The reality is that on the long trips you have some nice days, some adventure days, but you have a lot of boring days just riding and keeping to the next point. Another one reason to keep it simple is the editing process after that. At the beginning, I was planning to have 3-4 different cameras to mount it on the different spots, like face to the forks or back wheel or face to me, and use these multiple angles to make the videos to look more interesting. But then I realized that when I get back home, I have so many files and I really don't know where this camera need to be on exact the moment. I made even a couple of mistakes. The background was different because the camera was not exactly from the moment when I was shooting with the front camera. So it's a big confusion, it's a lot of work So I just gave up this idea, and at the moment I'm shooting with one helmet camera and one GoPro for when I walk around the cities. And I think that this is enough, because even so, it's difficult to find exactly the places of everything. So these nice shots with different camera angles, they work for short videos, maybe 5-10 minutes if you want to make something really nice. But for these long trips, it doesn't work for me. It could be, but it will be a lot of work, and I really don't have time and patience to do all of that. Of course, now my friends from Bangladesh, they provide to me a lot of camera files from their cameras, actually from their drones. So I will do something for Bangladesh, but usually to do for the whole trip, it's impossible job. I hope, guys, that you get the point. I have a very detailed video, actually a couple of videos, how to film and write at the same time. You can watch it somewhere here. Okay, let me show you where I store the SD cards. I actually purchased this SD card holder. You can see it, how small it is. It's like actually the size of the credit card. And I can store here 10 different SD cards. I even use it to mark here some points, what exactly is what. And the reason I keep it in this small holder instead of just put everything together in plastic box or plastic bag is because here I can organize it much better. As I showed you already, I have some marks and signs, and just to let me know which card is from where. I mark it like different points for my contour camera, for my GoPro camera, so I can organize it better after that, because when you get back home, if you have a number of SD cards, you have to watch each one of them and separate it, what is what, where, and stuff like that. So this actually helped me to organize it better. And I was believing that 10 SD cards will be enough, that's why I have only for 10. But actually I can purchase 2, it will be 20, more than enough. So this stuff are very cheap. You can find it in Amazon. Actually, I will leave a link in the description below. They're cheap and very practical. As I said, guys, this is very small, like a credit card, so I keep it inside of my pocket. I even seal it with this waterproof bag, like this, and then put it in my wallet and keep it always in my pocket. It doesn't matter I ride or I go around the city. I cannot afford to lose this or to get stolen or whatever, because can you imagine, in the last 2 months I promised you that I will deliver long detailed video series, and at the end of my trip, to stay in front of the camera, I said, guys, sorry, but I lost the files. No, it's impossible to happen with me. I was just double sure, triple sure every time that the SD cards are with me all the time. As long as the SD cards finish in the camera, I immediately put it here safe to know that everything is going to be alright. The reason to use small SD cards instead of big, so for example, I can use instead of 14 32 gigabytes, I can use 5 128 gigabytes. Yes, will be very useful, but my contour camera support maximum 32 gigabytes. Also, my tablet support maximum 32 gigabytes, the tablet I use to upload the videos in YouTube. And also, I believe that if you have a small SD cards, if any of these cards fail, I will lose only 32 gigabytes. Or for example, somebody steal my camera with the card in. And also it's giving me the chances constantly all the time to keep the file safe. When the card finish, I put it in the wallet and all safe. I can go to the next one. And this is the main reason. But if you have GoPro, for example, GoPro support 128, if you are able to upload from your telephone or from your GoPro immediately, you can go to any size of card. I believe that this is safer for me. I've got 2 SD cards, 64 gigabytes each. The one I use in my GoPro session, and the second I use for my still pictures. And I've got 128 gigabytes, just one SD card, and I keep it like a storage if I want to move some of the files of the 32 gigabytes to this, just to store it. And also now I use it for, as I said, my friends from Bangladesh, they provide a lot of video files for me, so I actually stored all of these files in this card because it was empty. So that is basically everything I carry with me. Tablet and 17 SD cards, that's it. You don't need to carry tablet if you are able to upload it from your telephone, but my telephone processor is very weak, so if I have a SD card in the telephone, it starts to stuck, and the telephone is the only connection I've got with the family. That's why I prefer to keep it safe, and I have additional source to use that. My next trip, instead of carry this tablet for uploading videos, I'll have another one smartphone, which one I will use only to upload videos on YouTube or for Google Maps. The smartphones today are very good, the processors are very fast, and they work just like that, and it will keep my existing telephone always in good condition if I want to connect with the world. I really hope, guys, that this information will be useful for you. If you have any other questions, just let me know in the comment section below. I will be glad to help you. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time. Ciao!